Hey everybody, how's it going? I've decided to make a little introduction to wastewater math class that I feel like it's pretty important. Um, I'm going to go over the most basic formula that you will see in the wastewater field. It's called the pounds formula. 100% of you will have probably seen this formula at this point in your career. If you are a more veteran operator, I bet you I'd be able to teach you a little bit about the pounds formula that you didn't know about. The relationship to, really, it's one of those formulas where, when you were in school and the teacher said, oh, you're going to need to know how to balance a checkbook when you're an adult, and I have never had a checkbook in my life. I just use debit card for those purchases, and it all gets calculated up by some bank computer. It's pretty much the same thing. I went through all this training, and hey, you're going to need to know the pounds formula. And it's like, am I autistically good at math? I am, but, and I do know it. But I'm not calculating out pounds of anything. When I put numbers into my state report, what ends up happening is it's a spreadsheet, and so I have a column where I enter the flow rate, and I have a column where I enter the TSS or the BOD or what have you. And when I enter in the concentration of whatever they're asking for, it will automatically calculate out how many pounds of that is in my system based on how much the daily flow was that day, what the concentration was, and the factor of 8.34 pounds per gallon. So 1 gallon of water is 1 gallon of water. You guys know what a gallon of water is. You take a gallon of water, you throw it on the scale. 1 pound or 1 gallon of water equals 8.34 pounds. So, that's a number that you need to know. If you're going to take the grade 1 test, hammer that into your skull right now. Get it tattooed on your forearm. It doesn't matter. 8.34 pounds per gallon is going to be a number that you need to know if you're going to pass any test in this field. 1 gallon of water weighs 8.34 pounds. And all these tests, they'll give you a cheat sheet and it'll say it on it, and you can go ahead and rely on the cheat sheet. But if you don't know how to use it, you will never pass the test. You got to know how to use it. You got to be prepared when you go in there and ready to use it. I'm going to kind of break down that formula itself and show you why. You go ask a veteran operator, he could be in the field for 40 years. You ask him about the pounds formula, and he's going to tell you, okay, it's million gallons times milligrams per liter times 8.34, and that's all you need to know. Really, he's right. That is all you need to know. But why? Why does a million gallons times milligrams per liter times 8.34 equal the pounds of the concentration? That's kind of what I want to break down, because bet you don't know half the things in this video. But I got it kind of broken down here. Your million gallons times milligrams per liter times 8.34 pounds per gallon. That's going to give you the pounds of whatever you have in solution. Chances are it's going to be sludge, but it could be pounds of chlorine. It could be pounds of ammonia. It could be pounds of anything, really. As long as you have a concentration of it and a gallon total, you can calculate it out into pounds. If you had 1 gallon of distilled water, though, you just have 8.34 pounds of water. Your concentration would be 0, but you would just have the weight of the water at that point. You'd have 0 pounds of sludge in it, though. So 1 milligram per liter, you'll see parts per million on your tests. And parts per million is something that I seem to see, like, wastewater math teachers don't really like people using parts per million. They're the exact same thing. These two things are exactly the same. There's no difference between them. You're not wrong if you call it a part per million. You're not wrong if you call it a milligram per liter. I'm going to break down why in a little bit here. You can express million gallons if you were talking about how much of something is in a tank, you would use million gallons. If you're talking about how much is going to come into the plant on a daily basis, you would express million gallons per day. And if you were to times million gallons per day times milligrams per liter times pounds per gallon, you'd actually end up with pounds per day. That's something where if there are some certification exams where you have to do written math, you might need to get your you might need to get it right as far as pounds per day versus just pounds. If they express a formula or a problem that says, hey, you got 1 million gallon per day, 1 part per million, and and how much pounds of it is there, and you say it's 8.34 pounds, but they wanted it in what your loading rate was or something like that, and they want it in pounds per day, you just give them pounds, you're probably going to get a point docked off of that. So there is also a way to calculate out pounds if you use gallons and percentage. Those two go hand in hand. Million gallons and milligrams per liter and parts per million go hand in hand as well. So so really what a lot of people don't understand about this is what this means. What is a milligram per liter? What is a part per million? Why do we use these? How are they found out? So I'm going to kind of just show right here that 1 milligram is equal to 1/1000th of a gallon, and 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. So you got 1 milligram per liter is actually equal to 1 milligram times 1 over liters. This is some algebraic stuff here. So 1 milligram is 1/1000th of a gram, and 1 over liter is equal to 1 over 1,000 milliliters. So then if you multiply this 1 over 1,000 times this 1 over 1,000, you actually get 1 milligram per liter equaling 1 part per million. Now, I mean, that's a very simple way to do it. I'm sure if you're in some sort of wastewater math class and you needed to write some sort of word report about wastewater math and how to calculate something out, that would be a good thing to do a report on. I mean, if you're in some sort of college wastewater class, you can more than welcome take all of this and go for it. I mean, go pass your test, man. So right here, your million gallons, I have 1 over 1 million, which we just proved a milligram per liter is, and pounds per gallon. So now what you have is you have this million canceling out with this million. This is just 1 now, so this just doesn't exist at all. And then this gallon here will cancel out this gallon here, and then your formula will equal pounds. I know I'm getting real fancy with my freeware image editing equipment. But yeah, I mean, so, it's that simple. That's how it works. That's how everything cancels out. That's why you have to use million gallons when you're using milligrams per liter. So if you use milligrams per liter and you just use gallons, if it says like 3,000,000 gallons and you don't convert that into million gallons when you do your math on the test, you're going to be off by 1,000,000. So you have to be able to convert when that goes there. You have to know that million gallons corresponds to milligrams per liter. Those cancel each other out, and that's how you get pounds. On the other hand, if you're just using gallons, you need to be able to express that as a percentage. So in order to go from milligrams per liter to a percentage, what do you do? Well, on your cheat sheet, it's going to tell you that 1% equals 10,000 milligrams per liter. I mean, that's fine and dandy. And if you're good at math, you should be able to just smash that out and not know why. But I'm going to tell you why. Because, hey, that's what you should know this. You should know this if you're going to be an elite level operator. If you're going to be a manager of someplace and you can't explain this to your operator in training when he's training for his test and he's all confused about the pounds formula, and you can calm somebody's nerves real quick if they can just connect the dots on how to get from million gallons, milligrams per liter to pounds. So I'm going to kind of go over how you get from milligrams per liter to a percentage. If 1 milligram per liter is equal to 1/1,000,000th, 1 million over 1 million is going to equal 100%. So that means that 10,000 milligrams per liter is 1%. Says this on your cheat sheet, but you should understand how to get. You should get that. You should be able to get that. So I kind of have a practice problem. If you want to take it, if you want to kind of just calculate this out. If my wastewater plant hauls 50,000 gallons of 3.5% biosolids, how many pounds of biosolids were removed from the facility? So you can pause the video right now, write it down on scratch paper and whatnot. I'll give you a couple seconds here, but you have the pause feature. So first thing you need to do is you need to convert the percentage to a number that goes into a calculator. So, I mean, percentage means out of 100. So if you take a 1/100th of this number, then you're basically just moving the decimal place over 2 spots. You get 0.035. I can't draw on that layer. Probably gonna. So then, next thing you need to do is set up your pounds formula. I got 50,000 gallons times 0.035 times 8.34 pounds per gallon. And you put all that into your calculator and you're going to get 14595 pounds. So you can also, and there are some people who just do not like going the percentage, the gallons. They just want to use million gallons, milligrams per liter, because that's the majority of the problems. So what you can do is you can take that 50,000, multiply, and you'll get 0.005 million gallons. You take that 3.5% and take your 1% equals 10,000 milligrams per liter off of your cheat sheet on your test. Times that by 35,000 milligrams per liter, and then you times that by 8.34 pounds per gallon, and you're going to get the exact same answer. That's basically it. You know, if you like this video and you want to see more math videos of me breaking down to the most minute detail why you do this and this and this to get to a number, just comment. If you have, or if you're struggling with MCRTs, if you're struggling with in minus out over in, you know, getting your percent removals, or you're just struggling with something that you're learning wastewater related, give me a comment. Tell me what you want to see a video on. I can break it down. This is a lot quicker than me ranting and raving about the freaking wastewater industry and the state of the training that people are getting in the modern day. But yeah, I mean, let me know what you want to see. If you know anybody who will be helped by this, share it with them. Let them watch it. Let them understand. Maybe something will click. You never know. Have a good day. I got to go home.